Let you all open all your three eyes.
Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
In this sacred manual of power manifestation, which serves as a scriptural authority containing the Shastra Pramanas, eternal unchangeable truths, Apta Pramanas, Atma Pramanas, Sakshi Pramanas, and Prataksha Pramanas, we present to you the various powers of Paramashiva. By this, we place before humanity the supreme authenticity of the power manifestation science established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Nityananda Paramashivam. Paramashiva has systematically revealed these powers in their purest forms as various techniques and revelations to experience pure oneness with Paramashiva. As a direct experience of oneness with Paramashiva, his Shaktis powerfully manifest in an initiated being at different levels of human consciousness, physicality, physiology, psychology, and neurology permanently. We offer these power manifestation manuals to celebrate your experience of oneness with the Supreme Paramashiva. Nityanandam.
Nityanandam, Jnanapadati Manual, under the guidance of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nityanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is power manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself explaining what is power manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagavan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha or Adhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation, not just creation getting created, even sustenance need to be created, destruction need to be created, and pulling out of delusion need to be created, liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, trobhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase, Ishana Murti as 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase, Agora Murti has 5 phase, Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti has is 5 phase. Agora Murti has is 5 phase. Vamadeva Murti has is 5 phase. Satyojata Murti has is 5 phase. Ishana Murti has is 5 phase. All these 5 Murtis, 5 phases put together is 25 phases of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagavan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient Enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam has made science of our manifestation, yoga, temple-based university for humanity, Sovereign Order of Kailasha, led by His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam and Nityananda Order of Monks, Nuns, Hindu diasporas are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nityananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamalapita Sarvanyapita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagavan now explains who is His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva gana. All the Shiva ganas formed the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. What I am teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada. The science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva.
choose your guru, the best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity which is authentic, time-tested, scientific and foolproof. Diksha or the initiation from His Divine Holiness Nityananda Paramashivam makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time-tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramanas are the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas are the scientific studies which can be measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state.
Powerful cognition from Bhagavan Satsang Bhagavad Gita.
Krishna just totally wakes up. He just shakes the Arjuna and waking him up from the long slumber which we call Samsara Sagara or unconsciousness which we call tamas. He just shakes the Arjuna and gives him the ultimate experience of enlightenment and puts him in that same state forever. Forever. As I was telling you, the three levels of surrender. Surrender in the level of intellect, emotion and senses. Here, Krishna puts the Arjuna in that ultimate level of surrender. Tatraivam sadigartaram atmanam kevalam tuyaha pashyatya krita buddhinvan na pashyati durmati. Therefore, one who thinks himself the only doer, not considering the other factors, the Paramatma, which is operating the whole, the ultimate consciousness, is certainly not very intelligent and cannot see things as they are. As long as you have the idea of I and you, I and mine, you cannot see what is. You will see things only as you want. I always tell people, when we are prejudiced with I and mine, we will never collect arguments and give judgment. The judgment will be ready. We will collect arguments to support the judgment. Throughout our life, we are doing the same. We just collect arguments to support the judgment. Yasya naham krito bhavo buddhir yasya nalipyate hatva visayima logan nahanti na nibhadyate. One who is not motivated by false ego, whose intelligence is not entangled, though he kills men in this world, does not kill, nor is he bound by his actions. Very dangerous statement. Very dangerous statement. He goes to the extreme, and no master except Krishna can make such a courageous statement. Krishna makes a courageous statement, bold statement. One who is not motivated by false ego, whose intelligence is not entangled, though he kills men in this world, does not kill, nor he is bound by his actions. Of course, a man who has gone to that level of experience will never even think of killing. As long as you have the idea I and mine, you will try to always attack or kill. When you exclude, you start killing. But the surrender never teaches you to exclude. By surrender, you will learn how to include the whole thing. How to include the whole thing. One important thing. Only when you feel insecure, you kill others. Please be very clear. To make war, you don't need courage. You need cowardness. Only cowards create wars. They are afraid that we will be killed. So they start killing others. To kill others, you don't need courage. You need only cowardness. The person who is courageous will never kill others. The person who is courageous will be established in non-violence. Only cowards will continuously try to hurt others. Courageous person will never hurt others. That's why Krishna makes a bold statement. One whose intelligence is not entangled, even if he kills, he is not. It means he is emphasizing, let you be liberated from entanglements. Let you liberate yourself from the false ego. He is not asking you go and kill. That's a very big problem. People always make their own meaning out of the words.
Dharana 27. Sarvatah swasharirasya dvadashante manolayat dridha buddhe dridhibhutam tatvalaksham pravartate sarvatah swasharirasya dvadashante manolayat dridha buddhe dridhibhutam tatvalaksham pravartate.
Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 50, Dharana 27. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, from all sides take one Dvadashanta in your body, such as the center between your two eyebrows. Just dissolve your mind in the third eye, which is strong, constant, restful awareness. That person who does this, Dhrida Buddhi, one who's established in the firm strength of undivided awareness, to him the characteristics of existential reality of supreme consciousness appears and manifests firmly, which does not subside at all. Bhagavan beautifully says how Arjuna, what he was telling exactly he says here. He says how the false ego is what he is holding on to. If you drop that, you will understand the higher reality that your super consciousness, supreme consciousness, that is who you exist as. But unfortunately, you're deluded by the false ego which you're holding on to. Instead of holding on to that, he says, Dhrida Buddhi, by merging the whole mind into the consciousness. He says, dissolve your mind in the third eye. When the strong, constant, restful awareness is your identity, the mind will simply dissolve into the whole oneness space. He said, how beautifully if you let go the mind of how it is creating constant confusion and establish yourself in the space of oneness, in Dhrida Buddhi, where restful awareness exists as your powerful cognition. Instead of the confusion, which is your powerful cognition, simply the mind will drop and merge into the ocean. When Bhagavan beautifully says the wave is so small, it tries to think it can survive, it can hold its identity, it can form a castle and sit there with all the stones and mud it collected, but hardly it is going to be there. In few minutes, it is going to be merging with the ocean, few seconds. But before that, it was thinking as an individual identity. But when the wave merged into the ocean, then it understood it was nothing but the ocean from the first place. The same thing Bhagavan says so beautifully. Our consciousness is where we exist and how we exist as the reality. Unfortunately, we start living as some identity that we create through the mind and start living that false ego as our identity. But unless we establish ourselves in our consciousness as our original identity, the false ego, false identity will never go off. Bhagavan beautifully says, only by raising ourselves will the small ones wither away. By growing into the next level of consciousness, we have dissolved our old identity. Like Bhagavan said, when you're a child, you grow up into a boy, and then youth, then a man. So each time we raised ourselves to drop the lower identity, lower way of existence. Same way here also he says, Arjuna to raise himself to the superconscious space, that his lower identity of human just will fall and the false ego will dissolve. Such a powerful cognition. With that, let's go to the Apta Pramana. Apta Pramana are the authorities of Hinduism, Vedic rishis and scientists who have time tested and verified the power manifestation science. Power of identifying unfold problems or questions for a person. Here we have from the Sai Sat Charitra, book number chapter 7. Sai Baba identifies that his devotee is suffering from the pain and through the Shakti transform the pain to himself and curses him. He tells the devotee, the moment any devotee comes to Shirdi, he considers them his own and is ready to take up any pain for them. Beautifully, Bhagavan Sai Baba is ready to take up anybody's pain and relieve them from the sufferings. Here we have the devotee. For asking his permission, she informed him in trembling tone that her dear young son was down with plague. Baba spoke kindly and softly to her, saying that the sky is the best with the clouds, but they will melt and pass off. Everything will be smooth and clear. So saying, he lifted up his kafni up in the waist and showed to all the present 4 fully developed babos as big as eggs and added, see how I have suffered for my devotee. There's difficulty are mine. Baba has shown that his whole suffering has got the wound in his stomach. He has taken that suffering and removed the suffering of the person who was going through the suffering and dissolved it. And he says, like the clouds, he is going to take care of the clouds moving away from him and clear the suffering for his devotees. What a contribution to the world. Atma Pramana. Atma Pramana are the Leelas of Bhagavan. Bhagavan himself narrates.
But which constantly gives you suffering is Maya. Pain is one of the most fundamental thought pattern which makes you inauthentic, which makes you non-integrated, which makes you afraid of responsibility, irresponsible, which makes you selfish. I welcome the cities joining now, Houston, Kalahasti, as a pattern. Long before, long ago, once upon a time, everything was well for you. in the cozy, warm bed of water. You had automatic food supply, automatic air supply, great background music. Tuck, tuck, tuck. All was well, cozy, warm, safe in your mother's womb. There was sudden tsunami. Your cozy waterbed shattered. You were violently pushed out of your cozy home. You were forced into narrow path, way which was certainly created by someone who never had to go through himself or herself. It was so painful, but you had no choice. You kept getting pushed harder and harder, and then suddenly, when you come out and settle down, a pair of rough hands turns you upside down and slaps you on your wrong place, welcoming you in the world. And you express your first expression ever in your life, the deep cry with the deep pain and despair. Please understand, such an unfortunate thing. Your first expression is deep pain and despair. Right from that moment, you get the very first thought of your life. Life is dangerous. You are unsafe. Please listen. This is the last pattern I broke before enlightenment. Even an incarnation who consciously landed in the body, listen, with integrity and authenticity, I am telling you, I landed into the body consciously. But even I had a slight memory of this pain. Then I am 100% sure this is the strongest pattern you all are carrying. In my life, I do not know anything called pain, even when I had a fracture. Even when I had a fracture, there was never no pain. Morning 7 o'clock I had fracture, 2:30 I had surgery. Till then, no pain, no painkiller, no anesthesia. The person who lives painless, even for me, the memory of the birth pain was there. I have to cut that to become enlightened. So listen, it means for all of you, this is the first root thought pattern. Life is unsafe, dangerous. This is where the primordial fear and pain of your life began. So the first survival mechanism that you naturally adopt is to be prepared to receive life with caution and be careful. Stemming right from this very first moment of your life, unfortunately, most of your thinking trends are negative by nature because constantly you think you have to protect you. By nature, you are hardwired for bliss, but your mind reverses this and conditions you for pain taking off right from the moment you are born. Sometimes you even enjoy the pain in your life. Ramakrishna gives the example, beautiful example. A dog which tries to bite the dry bone. When the bleeding happens from its own teeth, listen, when the dog is biting the dry bone, when blood comes from its own teeth, dog thinks the blood is coming from the bone, not from his own mouth, and enjoys it. Same way, secretly you enjoy the pain because you are habituated to that pattern. When you are not in integrity with your body and mind, not authentic with your body and mind and consciousness, what you experience is pain. Please listen. When you are not in integrity with your body mind, authentic with your body mind and consciousness, not responsible for the life energy you are, what you experience is pain.
Shakshi Pramanas are the initiated disciple devotees all over the world who has been demonstrating and manifesting the powers. And here we have a power demo for power of identifying unfold problems and questions of a person.
The first thing that came was feeling connection. So what Aya is so-called stuck in is actually feeling the feeling connection to the divine, because it's like his whole life, even though he wants to feel connected to the divine, but somehow there's a part of him inside him that is doubting or saying that, no, I'm not experienced in this. He is actually doubting himself. Is it my imagination? And that is actually the blockage that prevents him from feeling the deep connection to the divine that he so very much wanted.
So Aya, can you relate to anything that was revealed through the third eye by Ma'am Mrigapatika? In any way, even if it's a click, even if it's a new understanding to experience, whatever you may feel, you can share now.
I think what she says, it's now makes some sense to me. I've been wanting to do many things, many deities, many gods, for people at large also. I try to do also, but somewhere I can't reach the finish line. And somewhere I feel as if something is holding me back. I could not make out what's holding me back. I try very hard, but somewhere you want everything, yet you cannot go there, or you cannot probably unshackle yourself and move on. Whether it's self-doubt, or I feel something I should do more or I lack, I was not aware of till now. But now with this, I'm getting some kind of clarity, and I want to work more towards that harder and with a fresh mind and the clarity.
See, Aya, one thing I was seeing for you, when you were a child, your upbringing was a very, how to say this, strict-based upbringing, where it concentrated a lot on hard work. See, for some families, they are more family-orientated. Let's go vacation, let's have dinner. But for you, you cognize life through your family's surrounding, that a lot of times, everyone had to have hard work. The part of you, what you valued at that time, because your family was all about hard work, it was a very orthodox family.
Yes.
They feel that the value of having a family is when you're able to contribute to the table. Like a father contributing food for all the kids. Like a mother who's working day and night. Not working, but taking up her responsibility and ensuring everything is okay. You grew up in such an upbringing that you became such a practical, serious person. What do I mean by practical, serious person? Not that you're dull, but you tend to always feel the child in you not able to express.
Yes.
Always feeling you need to take up the responsibility in ensuring that you need to be mature about many situations. But sometimes in many times in your life where emotion comes into play, when you feel like you need to be emotional about the situation, sad, the authentic feeling you feel sometimes you need to cast it away. Meaning, you sort of ignore that part of you taking on the responsibility, thinking that you are doing a favor because you don't like to feel like a burden to someone else. I'm able to see that this manifested in your health, wealth, and relationship. For instance, your health. As a small kid, I saw if it troubled someone, part of your family, particularly your mom, that you are not well, you would brush it off and say, there's nothing wrong with me.
Yes.
In a relationship, if someone were to hurt you with words, you'd brush it off and say, it's okay, I understand. In wealth, if there is someone in your life that was not coexisting with you in terms of your visionary, you feel like you need to compromise.
Yes, I did.
So just like this, such a collection of misunderstanding about how you need to be for others. It came from the root cognition of the family in which you wanted and wish you had, which was the childhood, that playfulness, feeling like you don't need to be a mature, hard, hard on yourself person to experience responsibility. The powerful cognition in which third eye wants you to know is that when you enter here, the first feeling you actually had that really healed you is the feeling that you did not have to take on responsibility, harshness, that feeling that you can go into sleeping. It is actually because you felt there was nothing here to show about myself, that people will doubt me, people will judge me. I am here to be me. If you look at Gurukul Balasans, they are given such a Varta Vanana. This whole environment, this whole campus is situated in such an energy field where only the realness of you will come out. So that is why I'm able to see also in your dream state. See, dream body is when everything is complete darkness. Deep sleep is the part of you in which heals many things, any type of trauma. That's why when you get into coma, people say that you will see complete black, but brainwaves are the same thing in your deep sleep state. That part of you needed a lot of healing. Because Swamiji says, how we understand our body, we only feel like we can do a lot of work when we're awake, physical, in like having a mind, having an intelligence. But he says, you don't understand the variety of access you have in your body. It is not only just the physical state, it is also the dream state, it is also the pranic state, but we just don't know how to experience those bodies. So the first thing what happened when you entered into the Adina was, the first healing happened in the dream body. The complete restful awareness, feeling comfortable for once in your life. A lot of times when you sort of went throughout your life from the part of you that grew up in the orthodox family, you always felt like you had to be something else for everyone, but never could connect back with yourself. Real divinity is not, I pray to you because you're greater than me. Swamiji always gives Soham Asmi. Even when I pray, I am you. Even when I look in, I know that you are me and I am you. I am at the highest potential of myself, which is the superconscious breakthrough. So this is the, I will also give healing, and definitely after this, we are also going to be going.
We will now begin the Pratyaksha Pramana, scientific studies on the avatar. It is important to realize that Sri Nityananda Paramashivam is the only avatar who has agreed to be scientifically evaluated, both in terms of his own body as well as the changes he brings about in other beings. However, it is astonishing to know that his avataric attributes and powers are exactly as defined by the 5,000-year-old Hindu yogic sciences. After extensive observation and study, now it is being tested and proven by modern science also. So now, let us take a look at how the scientific studies present the measuring of effect of being in the enlightenment state through the very imaging brain activity of Bhagwan himself, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nityananda Paramashivam, whom we lovingly address as Swamiji. Swamiji himself has been subject to scientific studies since year 2004, and over the past decade, enormous amount of data about not only his altered states of neurophysiology, but that of his disciples as well has continued to be recorded. This impressive array of data will be presented systematically now as the Prataksha Pramana. Imaging brain activity. The result of Swamiji's PET scan test was stunning. The dominant hemisphere of Swamiji's brain was more than 90% shut down. It was as if Swami's brain had packed up and gone on vacation. It was quiet and still, completely at peace, and Swami had made it so at will. The region, which is starting point of the Anya Chakra or third eye, lower portion of its mesial frontal area, lighted up in a very significant way. When we later asked Swami what he was doing when the mesial frontal lobes lighted up, he said he was opening his third eye. Source taken from Avatar Shastra, Chapter 1 and Introduction, page 47. The third eye is considered to be, by many, seat of the soul. Were we seeing an indication that deep meditation can open an area of the brain responsible for communicating with the divine? Looking deep into the mysteries of self or creation, the PET scan revealed what Dr. Murali calls the brain's D spot, standing for delight, the divine, or even dopamine, the chemical through which our bodies experience pleasure. Initial indications are that meditation can stimulate it.
Dr. R. Murali Krishna, President COO, Integris Mental Health, James L. Hall Jr., Center for Mind, Body and Spirit, Oklahoma in US, and his team invited Nityananda to derive scientific evidences for meditation and the state of his enlightenment.
Usually the brain is so active, there are 100 billion brain cells there. But what meditation does is something very interesting. It shows the frontal lobes getting more active. The frontal lobe is where you have judgment, wisdom, reasoning. Here are some of the brain scans I'm going to share with you. This is alert, non-meditative state. The second one is 30 minutes into 30 minutes meditation. Look at the frontal lobes, how they light it up. They light it up big time. 60 minutes of deep meditation, and here is a deep, deep level of meditation where it lights up significantly right here, right in the middle, probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches deeper.
From time immemorial, it is believed that great masters are always in the state of bliss or causeless happiness. They are unconditionally happy. With modern sophisticated equipments, we are able to detect this truth. The dopamine secretion is always abundant in the case of Paramahamsa Nityananda.
The D really stands for divine spot. The D also stands for delight and the dopamine spot. What's also interesting is that he could at will go in and out of the state. So we asked Swamiji when he came from the scanning room, when we saw this one, we asked Swamiji, what were you exactly doing when so and so thing happened? He didn't know what was there. He did not see the pictures yet. He said, really interestingly, there were 3 people there, and he said, I opened my third eye. And that's stunning because I learned about third eye as a child, but didn't read about it for a long time, what it is today. But what he said was, I asked him to describe more in detail what does he mean by third eye. And he said, it's a deep meditative state. It's probably very, very deep state. But he said, it looks like a small petal on one side going and joining. Another side, another petal comes and join together, and then it becomes the third eye. Like a blissful state that you experience and move in third eye. So that's really a very, very interesting and fascinating finding. And we're going to talk about it for a long time.
The title of this paper does not mean that it is possible to close one's eyes and read a newspaper, but it means that a sentence can be read with the eyes closed when that sentence is properly presented to the eyes. It also means that a picture can be seen with closed eyes when a properly prepared picture is presented to the eyes. This is accomplished by making use of the X-rays to stimulate the retina. Everyone can have this retina stimulated by X-rays and see the light. Over 100 observers have been tested and everyone has been able to read letters with closed eyes. The method is extremely simple. The first essential is that the observer must remain in total darkness for 10 minutes. By the time he's able to see light when X-rays strike his retina, he may not be able after 10 minutes to see letters, but he will after 15 minutes in the dark. After 20 minutes, he can see and read the letters and see pictures. Source from Reading with Eye Closed, National Center for Biotechnology Information.
For setting up the Things camera with the timestamp, Jnananjan, pencil and paper for you and the partner. Explain to the partner what exactly you're going to do step by step. Make the partner understand the whole process. Make them sit comfortably in front of you. Let's set the camera. Download the timestamp app, click on the video, ensure the time is shown on the screen vividly and clearly. Make sure the camera is facing you and the partner very clearly. There is wide angle shot and there is ample light and no sound so that the recording happens very beautifully. All these moments are amazing moments. Don't miss recording on the camera. Guidelines to manifest the powers. Turn on the video recording. Apply the Jnananjan in your third eye. Bring the awareness to your third eye. Scan your partner and give some untold questions and problems they have gone through or they're going through, and give some solution as seen through the third eye and manifest the powers of third eye. When doing the verification, the untold questions and problem, ask them if it was all correct, and if they matched exactly, you're manifesting the power. If some of them is correct and you're just feeling the Kundalini energy, great, you started manifesting the powers. More and more share the videos that you're manifesting the power. Simply, you'll see the breakthrough happening more and more in depth. Verify the video authentically. Once the video is authentically verified, the video can be shared with others with a powerful cognition, with families and friends, and listen to others' experience and manifestation for entangling and manifesting the powers.
Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck, and back in a straight line, so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually, our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana, and Manipuraha, where navel center, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now, let's understand few words that Bhagavan is repeatedly using. Shaktipada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here, first, we will see in Bhagavan's words, what is Shaktipada?
Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and our egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth, the hen used to sit on the chicken and hen used to sit on the egg, and the chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hen sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence, the Shaktipada, makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
You see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you, before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminders. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes these external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just a nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained initiation. Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shape form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way, between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace. is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched by your very nature, you will start experiencing the neutral space in you, neutral space which exists in you. You will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. We need to understand one more thing. This technique of be unclutched, it does miracles in your being, in the body level, or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, by your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump. The transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just one jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious. Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time, is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Agama, Kala, Yama cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva on Shivaratri day because our space became oneness. Anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space, means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space. Anything stands as an imagination in the length level, visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, it just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya, The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya, pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here, Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness, through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that, the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Mahasadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, that is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. Your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers, they start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password. You type, whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, all mental idea based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is, you are not catching it, just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up and you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And the initiations I gave, I am giving, I will be giving. For all that. This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password. And it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nityananda. Nityananda. Maha Sadashivoham
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shaktipada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye, again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone, nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched. Complete completion to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva. That everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is complete completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength, now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency, and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you will be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nityananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Nityananda Paramashivoham. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour,
Let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Jnananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Jnananda Paramashivam. Om Jnananda Paramashivam. Om Jnananda Paramashivam. Om Jnananda
Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
Verification process. Verify that no video editing is done on Shakti Avishkarna Power Manifestation videos. Verify video is not stopped or restarted during the process. All the videos are verified with a timestamp, no in a wide angle also. No clues and hints are given while manifestation. No Bluetooth or gadgets are available during manifestation. Authentically the untold questions and problem and give the solution through the third eye. If the question and the problem matches exactly the detail, then give the solution detail for them. Do not interpret or tamper the results as you want. That is appeared from the third eye. More and more authentic a way of manifestation will bring you more and more depth in the manifestation. Thank you for participating in the power manifestation of third eye.
Beautiful. We are at the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kailasha Kotyar Manifesting Power Groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share there and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains when you are sharing with others the ultimate beautiful multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme causing, extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world, continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us, and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you, and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity. Bhagavan says the quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer, that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, let's end with the Purna Mantra. Thanking Bhagavan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the Power Manifestation course, and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nityananda Paramashivam Padaka Arpanamastu. Om Nityanandam. Thank you for participating in the Jnanapatati, Nityananda Jnanapatati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nityananda.
Om Nityananda Paramashivoham